We're going to the next one. I'm going to try to go to more for sure. Because I honestly, after talking to Will about it, I might have an opportunity to be a part of the coverage team. Assuming all goes well with Will. Which would be kind of sweet. I'd be so down to do coverage. I hate Dallas. Texas was my least favorite place I visited by far. I had a hour and a half layover in Texas, and that might have been the worst hour and a half of my life. I walked out of the terminal at the airport, and I just immediately started sweating. We hate Dallas down here, too. See? Dallas was awful. I only hear shitty things about Texas. Maybe there's a reason for that. It was pretty miserable. I hated it. Not saying Philly was much better, though. The convention center was nice, but most of the rest of Philly was not great. Mangu loves Texas. Mangu loves Spike. It's way too humid in Texas for me. I couldn't do it. I'd melt instantly. I came during winter, see? There you go. I like colder places despite living in California, or it's not that cold. I want to move to a colder place. It's all lands, always has been. Doing good, Opposer. Doing good. I'm feeling very refreshed after getting this beanie from Ed DT. I only drew lands. Feels really bad. So I figured what better way than to rep it. Okay. More lands. It's all lands. Always has been. I feel like pitching the Solitude is fine. It's not going to work out for me. Now they hit another land. It was actually 10 lands, 11 cards. I would never die, Janini. You told me not to die. I am about to actually die, though. Deck looks incredible. This hasn't been the best showing. I've been to Florida? No, and I don't plan on going to Florida. I plan on staying away from Florida. It's actually really good, right? Is this deck the real deal? Well, so far not looking too hot. I could double Ephemerate this thing. Let's see what they do. I'm like, terminate. I'm like, second Ephemerate. I'm actually still dead, though. That may have been a few too many lands. Not sure, though. Did other major Magic streamers show up? Yeah, there was... I met Canister. I met Nassif. I met Ginger. Doomwake I hung out with. Will, Honorog, E-Philly. I think that was it. Oh yeah, I met DT. DT didn't go to the convention, but DT came over to PT's house to hang out. No, I didn't meet Amy. Amy was in like the VIP section. I didn't have the VIP badge because I missed the content creator signups, which is like on me minus $160. Oof. Yeah, I'm not cool enough. Instead of paying for my badge, I later found out that I could just sign up for the content creator badge, which was like totally on me. And kind of felt bad, but that's fine. PT has an adult house. You had an extra badge. That's alright. Mistakes were made. I will carry this burden with me. Oh. Yeah, all the other content creators decided not to tell me. Speaking of other content creators, Ginger, thank you for the raid, and it was good meeting you. If only but for a moment this weekend. Hope you had a good stream, buddy. I think I'm just leaving this back in case they have another Ragavan. I guess I have Ephemerate. Yeah, I'm gonna tag. I have Ephemerate. If they dash Ragavan. Gonna watch Party Apex Invitational. Probably while I'm playing in the challenges, assuming it's going during that time, yeah. Imagine telling me no. It was doomed. It was doomed from the start. Yep. I guess I have the Curse of Lands. Midwest is slowly dying. Honestly, there were so many people at that Magic convention that I couldn't find anybody. I was trying to look for like PT and I just couldn't find him in the swarm of people. To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen that many people at a Magic convention in my life. I'd say it was probably an overwhelming amount of, like, overwhelmingly successful, rather. Yeah, let's do that. Let's kill these two. XPD's in Minneapolis. I have no idea what the next one is, but that one was a lot of fun. Like, a lot of fun. I also feel like Ohio's, like, a little bit doomed right now with all that train crash that happened. Ohio's in the trenches at the moment. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, cheese. Yeah, Ohio MagicCon toxic themed. This one was already supposed to be toxic themed. But yeah, other than that, I took a lot of pictures, people that recognized me, which was super dope. Signed a few playmats. I took a selfie with, like, somebody came up to me and was like, "Can I get a selfie with, like, you and Doomwake?" And I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah." It's dope. And I don't think I do this. I don't know if I'm supposed to kill a Fury or the Grief there. Could have killed Grief in 2 tokens and maybe that was better. I think getting rid of the Fury is kind of important as well. Yeah, I'm out here being the bad guy today. Go get him, Ragster. I don't want to keep cards in hand because there's a good chance they brought in Torok. Which team up do you want? Grief and Fury team up. I'm dead. I need to draw something phenomenal. I don't know, to be honest. I do think that a lot of those cards are pretty pushed, though. I need to draw Solitude. Broski. Sure. Next one's standard, I believe. Also, really has not been a good showing so far. I walked around the entire booth trying to find a single copy of Vizier Remedies. Not a single booth had one. I went to the people playing casual matches. Nobody had one. Somebody's like, I have one in my EDH deck, but I'm not trading it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. This was the last card I needed to finish Tyvar Druid. And I was like scrambling everywhere. And then I saw somebody had a box of Amonkhet. And I was like, they're $9 a pack for packs of Amonkhet. And I was like, it's an uncommon. What did I do, chat? I started cracking Amonkhet packs. Looking for Vizier Remedies. I cracked 9 packs. No, sorry, 11 packs. $99. And I didn't get a Vizier. And the guy behind the counter felt so bad that he even cracked one. And he got nothing. I didn't even get like an invocation. I didn't get any like good mythics from Amonkhet. I got nothing. I got a Nissa. A blue-green fucking Nissa. And then this legend DFAV was sitting there playing Tyvar Druid of his own, like, volition. And I walked up and I was like, bro, do you have an extra copy of that Vizier? And the legend says, you can just have this one. And I was like, I wish I had met you $100 ago. Because my God, did I just spew on that box of almond kit? Minus 100 Keck W, pretty much. That's pretty much exactly how that went down. You hate to see it. Yeah, minus credit score as well. Yeah, I said, do you want all the cards from my almond kit packs? And he said no. Which is, like, reasonable because I had an entire backpack worth of almond kit bulk. Ah, that sucked. It was fine, though. You once bought a box of RTR looking for Golgari charms for a GP. You did not do well at this GP. That's alright. I didn't do well with, I'm not gonna be able to use this treasure token. I did not do well at Wood Tyvar Druid even. I went 1-2 in my event. And I was like, that was so not worth it. Yeah, I didn't make sure that you do about the blue-green Nissa. Man, that sucked. It is what it is, but, you know, sometimes you gamble and you lose, chat. You bought 2 divinations at $2 each for a PT that I owe forward. $2 divination, oof. Isn't that a common? I feel like that's a common. Oof. Minus $4. Die. Oh, I can go get another planes. About 4 Okos and have them banned after a few short months. I still have my foil Okos. They're still in a binder, chilling. Time for wastes. $20 Tarmogoyf for the time spiral block, Grand Prix. Yeah, that was a big W if you sold it at the right time anyways. If you sold it at the wrong time, it's like, oof. Oof. I'm gonna ping my Ragavan. Am I fine with that? Probably. I guess I can Ephemerate the Ragavan when they go to ping it. How many people were at the PT? At the convention in general? A fucking lot. I don't know how many people actually were participating in the PT. But there were so many people at that convention. I have no idea. Could not tell you how many people were in the Pro Tour. The Pro Tour room was, like, completely excluded from the rest of the convention. You had to walk up, like, yeah, I think it was, like, 200. Like, there weren't 3,000. Definitely not 3,000. 220. Sounds about right. Because they had their own room for the Pro Tour. I'm just gonna let this happen. The actual convention, it was probably closer to, like, 6, 7, maybe even 8,000 people. There were so many people in that convention overall. Oh, no, March? Pending? Maybe Pending's better than March. They're gonna have, like, Urza Saga. I'm just gonna cut 2 Pending, bring in 2 March, call it a day. There's a ridiculous amount of people in that convention overall. And on the streets of Philly. There were so many. Ain't gotta suck, so I'm gonna keep it, though. I think my biggest regret was definitely just, like, not being able to stream. That sucked. I wish I could have streamed for you guys, but a series of unfortunate events happened, which is part of life, I guess. But I'm here to make it up for you now. Also, after traveling back here, my Elgato cam link broke, so I had to buy another one, which is like minus 150. Oof. It is what it is, though. Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. A PNG tube stream. That's back. Dad finally came back from the store after a week. Yeah, I think I spent the most time hanging out with probably, well, besides PT, I think I spent the most time hanging out with Will, and then probably Doomwake, then Honorog. I'm appending this for 2. Things have not been going well so far. Scam kind of dunked on us, and we also got destroyed by Black Green Saga. We got 2 minutes. Excuse me, that's fine. Plenty of time. Torpor Orb. I don't think that's bad for me. Could have flashed in a Solitude, but I can't really remove that. I guess I have more pendings. I did take out 2 of them, thinking that they didn't have anything I really cared about that March couldn't deal with. I'm just gonna wait on this. I'm gonna hold on to it unless they play a Karn or something, which they can't do. So they're stuck on 2. I might quote unquote scam this Fury. I'm doing that instead, which is interesting. Let's pop the tablet and see what we get. If we get a red card, we got a Sokenzan. Play out this other Ragavan. I could have another Dismember. Playing against Chase. Also, I have to say, Philly cheesesteaks were a little bit overrated. They were good, but they didn't blow me away. They definitely, like, I don't know. My favorite food that I had all weekend was definitely from an Amish market around PT's house. It's just a hot sandwich. It is just a hot sandwich. But it was, you know, it gets a lot of hype. And I thought it was good. Okay, she's a nice lady. That's fine. True. And Vivid, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome back for the 4 months. Appreciate you. Even though you did just insult my mom blatantly. That's fine. I'll remember that. Check out the Reading Terminal Market. I did. That's where Doomwake and I went to get cheesesteaks for lunch. We had a few drinks and then stood in the longest line of all time for Carmen's cheesesteaks. And then obviously there's the goat, the king, the buster, the kid himself. Weird stuff that we have coming up now that I'm back. I'm gonna be working on some YouTube videos that are significantly higher quality with Electric Bob that we lost to round 1. Him and I have been working on some pretty nice videos that have come out, like, kind of good in my opinion. So soon enough, we're going to open up the channel for that and start posting the videos. So I'm pretty excited for that. Burn? Not excited to play against Burn. Especially not with this hand. The lists I saw weren't really playing Underworld Breach. But if there is a list that plays Underworld Breach, it's probably better against the discard decks. Even then, it's like, how do you stave off the pressure to like long enough to get to the point where Underworld Breach becomes good? Because then you have like, you need 3 mana to go Breach, Rot Priest, and you have to have cards in graveyard. And most of the time, you're just like trying to amass a critical number of spells in your hand to kill them in 1 turn. So I think the deck's a little bit counterintuitive with Breach on that point, but it's hard to say. I haven't played it enough. Hey, Appleton, how you doing? I'm back, baby. Much later than I wanted it to be, but you know, that's life. Sometimes you bing and sometimes you get bing-bonged on. You're new to Magic. One of the more popular formats on Arena. I know Commander and Modern are bigger than Standard IRL these days. Yeah. So the most popular format is always going to be Commander because it appeals to the most casual audience. From there, I'd say I don't know a lot about Arena, but I think that I'm probably going to bin this and this. I think Historic and Explorer are fairly popular. I don't think Alchemy is super popular, and Standard is probably still the most popular on Arena. I don't, to be 100% transparent, I don't know a lot about Arena. because I don't play Arena. I only play Magic Online. Historic's kind of busting. I wouldn't know. Limited on Arena. Yeah, Limited's probably the most popular because it is a Pro Tour format and it'll always be a competitive format. Also, Limited in general is just super accessible, even for the people on Arena that have to be a victim to, how do I say predatory without saying predatory? Probably want to keep this Solitude. A very predatory economy policy, I'd say. Because you can never cash out of Arena, which has always bothered me. One of the reasons I can't ever make a leap into Arena. Yeah, Commander is the most popular format by a mile. Goblin Guide and Suspending a Rift Bolt. When you cash out of MTGO, you can sell your cards to bots, like GoatBots or sponsor of the stream Card Hoarder. Also purchases whole collections. So if you wanted to like cash out of your cards on MTGO, you can just sell everything that you own on MTGO and then get tickets. And then you can use Mana Traders or one of these other services to transfer tickets directly into cash. I want to go Solitude Ephemerate and then eat my own Seasoned Pyromancer to gain 2 life. It's probably fine. Not my favorite line, but it's one of the lines of all time. Yeah, I don't like the arena-only cards, especially when some of the arena-only cards are using, like, Hearthstone mechanics and the digital design space only. Like, if I wanted to play Hearthstone, I would just boot up the Hearthstone. But, again, different strokes for different folks, I suppose. I much prefer something more akin to Paper Magic. What's the most popular competitive format? I think it's Limited, Sealed, and Draft. But for constructed formats, probably Modern. And then Pioneer, and then Standard, and then Legacy. Whatever else beyond that, Pauper. That was a great hit. Hitting the Lightning Helix was like the worst case scenario for my opponent. So much so that they scooped. Yeah, Coffee, if you ever have any questions that you would love to get answered, you know, let me know. Can you get the real copies of cards if you finish the set? Yeah, if it's the most recent set and you finish an entire collection of one copy of each card on MTGO, you can pay for what's called a redemption. Let's see if they still have the redemptions up for one. So you can buy like a $35 Brothers War redemption, and if you have one card of everything from Brothers War, you can take it off your account and get it in paper, and they'll mail it to you, which is also kind of cool. And this is what gives MTGO like sustenance and economy that you can actually physically cash out of. Legacy is the most fun format, but nobody can play it. I didn't bring in Chalice just because I have so many 1-drops of my own. This deck mostly has Chalice on the sideboard for Chalice on 0, but it's definitely in consideration. Maybe Chalice on 2 is good in this matchup. Legacy is the most fun format, but in my country, nobody can play due to its cost, so we play Modern Pioneer. Legacy is pretty inaccessible, not only due to the cost, but and the reserve list and whatnot, but like proxies aren't really allowed in competitive tournament play. So Legacy is just very inaccessible. If they, made reasonably priced proxies for, say, Magic 30 that you could play in an actual tournament and have it be legal, maybe they would have saved Legacy. Also, I think Legacy is a little bit struggling, I'm going to say a little bit, just because of the Commander product being in it and essentially ruining the fun by printing, 4-player Commander cards in a 1v1 format that are wildly, grossly overpowered. I'd make them not proxies, true. I'm wrong. I guess they technically wouldn't be proxies at that point. But, yeah. Having fun playing this deck. It kind of reminds me of Sun and Moon. The old, like, Todd Stevens deck from way back in the day. It feels a little bit underpowered to me, though. Yeah, it's a reserve issue. Like, the reserve list is just heinous, in my personal opinion. But I know a lot of collectors and other people have differing opinions about it. Well, that dude disappeared for a reason. And that's because he did some not so great stuff to other people in the Magic community. But that's neither here nor there, and I'm not going to get into that. Found a guy's cradle in your wife's dad's bulk, so I think the reserve list is good now. Ah. So you get it. If the reserve list benefits you, 10 out of 10. If it hurts you, not so great. Who's more predatory, MTG Arena or Todd Stevens? It's probably pretty close. Definitely didn't want to rebound this Ephemerate anyways, because I would take 5 damage from the Roiling Vortex, so not casting that one. Even if I had the opportunity to, still would not cast that one. I will cast Elesh Norn and I guess die anyways? Question mark. You like paper Magic and you want to get into a competitive format, but I don't like the idea of forking tons of money out every set like in standard. Then you're gonna want to play the non-rotating set or formats rather. Sorry, formats like Modern and Pioneer, where you don't have to buy as many cards every time a new set comes out. You started playing MTG during Urza's block, quit for a while, and was shocked when I got back to it. At the card appreciation, yep. When I was going through TSA to get on my flight, they were going through my bag and they were like, "What's in these boxes?" And I was like, "Oh, those are Magic the Gathering cards." And the guy behind TSA was like, "Oh, I played Magic way back in the day during like 5th edition and Invasion." And I was like, "Do you have any of your cards still?" And he was like, "No, they all got stolen." I was like, "Well, that's unfortunate." Because pretty much everything from Invasion and 5th edition, all that stuff went up in price. And he was like really bummed about it. And I was like, yeah. What else happened at TSA? Well, that's not what's important. What's important was that he played Magic. And he was a pretty cool dude. Alright. Yeah, I like emotionally crushed him. I felt kind of bad after it. I guess we can try the Chalices. I think Nahiri's gonna be too slow anyways. I probably do want these lockdowns as well. Although it's kind of a non-bow with Chalice. Let's try a couple. Yeah, a lot of TSA plays Magic for real. I've noticed that. Let's get Blasty. Sure. This is fine. I think I'm gonna end up shocking. And then going Ragavan and then Plains Sanctifier probably. It's a little bit awkward. I would much rather play the Den on one, but I can't. I can if I want to go turn 2 Sanctifier. You've activated my monkey. Speaking of activated Ragavan, I couldn't believe that that new Ragavan is like $1,500 plus dollars. Or not 1,500, 5,000 rather. I saw people buying them, vendors buying them for 4K. Kind of insane. Spike you? I don't know if I'm supposed to spike them here, but I'm gonna spike them. Why is it so expensive? So only top 8 of the Pro Tour qualifier that they had on Saturday at MagicCon got it. So there's not very many of them in the world. I think they ran like 2 or 3 of those PTQs. So I have to imagine there's only like 40 in the world currently. I thought the new Masterpiece one looks phenomenal. Yeah, they're just really rare. They look cool too. If you could paper redeem cards from older sets, everything on MTGO would be as expensive as it would be in paper. Plus, a lot of the stuff on MTGO is out of print now, so they wouldn't be able to like print the cards ever. Yeah, that foil Jace the Mind Sculptor was like, I know the non-foil was $750. I'm not sure how much the foil one was, but I know it was like tenfold that price. Imagine if we could mail in paper cards for the MTGO version. Okay, okay. I'm on board with that. 8K? That was about tenfold, right? 7,500. I believe that. All those cards from MagicCon were incredibly rare. Like the participation promo Fatal Push that they were just giving out to people that participated in the tournament was like $175. Like 165, 175 for a card that you got for free. I think I'm planning on flashing in Solitude. You can buy a ton of ravioli for that. You can buy a lot of stuff with that. Eidolon resolves. And he also resolves. Oh, is this lethal? I don't think so. Why'd I use the treasure token? I'm an idiot. Andy, thank you so much for the prime. Welcome back for the 3 months. Thank you so much, Andy. I'll keep this hand. It's kind of awkward with Blood Moon being a non-bow. So I can't fetch basic planes, but that's okay. QB's playing Murktide. Elementals? What's this? Human? Oh, they're playing the Shining Shoal deck. I don't think I need to kill this right now. Could get Shining Shoal. Honestly, I've only cast Norn one time, and they like terminated it and killed me, so I feel like Norn could realistically be a lot of top end things that win the game, but you know, it's got a lot of upside with Spyro and other elementals. What do you think of Mill right now? I think Mill's pretty strong. It's got a lot of good matchups against decks like Amulet Titan, for example. It's kind of hard to lose that matchup. Also, I think that Jace was like a very key missing piece to the deck. Yeah, you're making more elementals, right? And if you're not empty-handed, then you get card selection on top of that. It just depends on like how many cards you have in hand when you're casting the Spyro at that point. When you have cards like Timeless Dragon in your deck also, then like, you know, the looting off of it becomes pretty relevant. I have some options here. Kind of like Blood Moon. Take 3, 4, 5. And then Plane Cycle for Planes, March, Pitch, Ephemerate. I don't know. I'm gonna try that. Might just be taking too much damage. Yeah, Reduced Jund List looks very interesting as well. They don't have very many planes for being a mono white deck right now. That was a good draw. I think I still want to do the same thing though, because I can cast Elesh Norn the next turn. What's up, Darth? Doing well. Definitely feeling super revitalized after that Philly trip. Oh, I did have the planes. So Fury, Solitude become insanely good. Also 4/7 body here is very relevant. What's the cookie with Mama stream? We're gonna shoot for like 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I guess I can attack. And I know that I have a laptop that can stream without dropping frames. That's super nice. So should be a pretty high quality cooking stream when we successfully pulled off. Yep. Alright, let's mix up the soundtrack a little bit. Guessing. Well, I've been gone a week, but I feel like I've been gone from streaming forever. I even streamed during that week too. coming week is the Apex Gaming Invitational. You're so excited to O2 drop. You'll do fine. You'll do fine, Darth. I believe. What are you gonna do? Hit me? This double Solitude is gonna be very nice. Zeriak. 13 months. That's 13 L's. And 1 tier 1. Welcome back for the 13 months, Zeriak. Isn't it like 5 p.m. Pacific to Germany time? It's like fucking 3 a.m. Zeriak. Go to bed. You're in the prelim. I did see that actually. You and I were both O2, but I dropped. Speaking of dropping. Hi, DT. Hulk Jump. Son, thank you for the prime. Welcome back for the 2 months. This deck looks so cool and fun and O2 worthy. I'm gonna play that Scam Animator deck after this, I think. What's up, Hawkeye? How many Ragavans am I playing? You don't get to know. You're spitting, Pew Pew. You're spitting. Everybody should start playing Fury and Emrakul. 4 Fury, 4 Emrakul in the main deck, and then just queue into DT every time. Or will I want to live in? I'm gonna go ahead and assume I don't need to do anything right now. Annoying, but fine. Probably gonna put the counter on the Esper Sentinel. It's fine as well. Attack me for 2. And then if I draw a red card, I could just Fury their board away. And then Blood Moon them. That's probably lights out. Red card. Not a red card. I don't want them to draw a card off this. I do want to Blood Moon them. It's kind of a little bit of an inefficient turn. Because Furying, pitching the Blood Moon would be way better, but this is just cutting them off from casting any spells since they're stuck on 2. Tuck on 2. You got yes, no, you got do it, and no, not without the prelim went. I'll keep this. You ordered 4 Life and Limb last night, don't do it, it's a trap. He's just trying to trick you. But I was thinking about putting Stoneforge Mystic in this deck for sure. But if you're going into the more Stoneforge Mystic plan, I'm not sure if you want to be playing like Elesh Norn and all these elementals. I feel like that becomes like the Javier Fervent Champion deck instead. You can't let DT trick you. Like he tricked me by saying it was cold in Philly and then giving me this beanie. A scarf. Which I put somewhere over there. It's gone forever, as far as I know. What? Skamaz. Look, our opponent's playing a bad deck. High fashion. How do you spell fashion? I miss us in Philly, true. Hi, Philly. Now we just resort back to electronic Philadelphia. It is supposed to be cold, but it's not. It wasn't that cold. I think the coldest it was like in the 20s at night, which kind of fucked me up, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, they're scamming a Fury? Excellent. All coming together. Yeah, like it being 20 degrees at night, I stepped outside and it was like the cold was exercising my body. I was like shivering uncontrollably. Solitude or Elesh Norn. Elesh Norn's a house in this matchup. I'm gonna pitch the Solitude. Gotta love the turn 0 wins. So that's what happens every time I play Scam. I 3-for-1 myself. Don't do it. Don't 3-for-1 yourself. Yeah, doubters in shambles right now. All believers in shambles right now. Alright, send it back. God, what would Janiti think about this hand? I have to keep it. I'm gonna put back a Fury. That's got a Sanctifier. I think it's too strong. Okay, don't double grief me, please. Thanks. Sincerely, a concerned scam recipient. That's fine. Ooh. I think I'm just going to pending this. I could like Ragavan on my own plus Fury theirs. I don't know if that's that good though. I think I'd rather save Fury for a whole great googly moogly. Is this how it feels to be somebody dunking on scam? Is that an earthquake? I love that. Because honestly, I don't blame him. Prediction payout. Okay, I guess you take those. I mean, you know. Who would win, one human cleric or an entire collection of elemental incarnations?
Have you peeked?
Bing bong, bing bong, bing bing bong.
Have you peeked?
You're a third-rate duelist.
I can't take it anymore.